Hi, my name is Jamey Schrier, and today we're going to talk about how to foster a culture of growth that drives the practice performance. I wanted to read something to you real quick. I once had a practice owner tell me, I give them team raises, bonuses, CEU money, but they still don't step up. Jamey, why? Why is that? And I said, it's because you're rewarding performance, but you're not creating the culture and the essence of your business. It doesn't exist. And that's what we're going to go through today, is how to create a culture that starts to grow and expand your business with you being the leader, you being the supporter for them, but not the person that's doing it and trying to pull people and try to get people and make people do this. So let me kind of break this down for you. I have a few things I want to share. First of all, growing your practice starts with getting clear values. Values that are real and alive, not a value that's stuck on a piece of paper that's put up in the wall. That's not your values. Your values are what you actually live by. It's the things that embody you. Like your value might be, I believe in lifelong learning. That's one of my values. So when I am hiring a staff person or hiring one of my coaches, or when I had my practice hiring a therapist or a front desk person, I made sure during the interview process and even in the ad itself that I was sharing and asking them what are their values. And then I shared mine. I believe in lifelong learning, because if they don't believe in that, when I suggest about continuing to evolve and perfect your craft or learning how to become better at what you do, they're not going to necessarily agree with that. And that's going to hurt the culture of who we are, because that's something that I believe in. So by spending time and identifying, 3, 4, 5, you don't need 20 values. I suggest 3 to 5, but it's whatever is important to you. That's the key. Speak about those values often. If you do that, they will become infused into the culture of what you do. All right. Number 2, treat your people like professionals, not children. Your staff, your employees, they can buy houses, cars, they can vote, they could do so many wonderful things. And yet sometimes we feel the need that we have to sit there and micromanage them. We have to wear kids' gloves. And if we talk about money, if we talk about growth, or we talk about profitability, they're professionals. They're adults. They can handle it. Don't speak to them like children. They'll act like children, right? They'll act like children. They won't step up. You got to give your team an opportunity to do so. Give them a sense of ownership. Be clear in what you're doing. Be clear on where your practice is going. Be clear on why we're moving in this direction. Let them be a part of this journey with you. If it's something that they're just don't feel like a part of it, they're just going to have the clock in, clock out mentality, which of course pisses you off, because that's the mentality that you can't stand. Treat them like professionals. Number 3, there has to be an ascend professional track. Every good person wants to grow within your company. And if all you have is a staff level, basic level position, regardless whether it's in the therapist world or it's in the front desk, like if all you have is a front desk position that never can turn into anything more, eventually that person's going to leave. They're going to get tired of it. Worse, they end up staying in the same position. So now they're not a part of this growth and involvement. So you got to give a roadmap to something more. So we had something. So when we were interviewing people, we showed them, hey, look, you're going to come in as a staff physical therapist. And then as you start to grow and evolve, we have opportunities to be a CI. We have opportunities to, help out with some of the social media, to be a director, to be a senior lead. We also have ownership opportunities. So you see that they see that they have now a future in your company. Give people a future in your company. What are opportunities for the people that come work for you? That's the question you want to answer. The other thing with culture is feedback. Feedback can't just come one way. Feedback cannot just be you telling them what's wrong. Performance improvement, right? Performance reviews every year, weekly meetings to tell them this is what's going on, this is what you need to improve. What about them sharing with you their ideas, them sharing with you areas that could be improved? Do you foster that happening, or is it just one way? They only get criticized from the top down. They don't have an opportunity to share some of the things from their perspective. If you create this two-way street, it's actually going to help you improve and make them feel more a part of the company because they're sharing ideas, which you may accept some of their ideas. And then the last one, which I think is the most important, is you want to tie growth to purpose, not just metrics. One of the things that I hear about more than anything else, especially when I'm talking to the staff of one of the clients we're working with, and I'll ask them, give me a sense of the feel and the culture. And sometimes they'll say, it just seems like it's all about metrics, hitting the metrics, hitting the numbers. And look, I'm a realist. I'm a capitalist. Yes, in order to grow, we have to hit certain metrics in our business, but the metrics need to be tied to a bigger purpose. If we're just focusing on numbers for numbers' sake, there's no soul to that. But if you're focusing on the numbers, but talking about how are we going to help more people? How are we going to serve more people? We can't help them if they're not in the clinic. And if our cancellations are high, it means they don't value what we're doing. How do we help them value more what we're doing? You see, that reframe is very different than just focusing on, well, your cancellations are too high. You better bring those cancellations down. It doesn't have any purpose to it. So learning how to reframe to make it align with your purpose of where the company is going. So that is huge. So I'll restate them. Growth starts with clear values. Treat your people like professionals, not children. Create an advancement track in your business. Build a feedback loop that goes both ways. And I feel most importantly, make this more than just metrics, tie to growth to your purpose. All right. I hope you found something good here, some good nuggets. If you'd like to look at other videos we've done, we got plenty of them that focus on practice growth. And if you are interested in coaching and getting help, because it's better together than alone, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to have a conversation with you to tell you a little bit more about coaching and how we work with people and help them build and grow and get them out of the day-to-day. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.